Chapter 2. The Desolation of Devus. This is my ship, the Infiltrator, Captain Carillion proudly says. A TYT 500A light freighter, 0.3 modified hyperdrive, rigged for stealth runs and gun smuggling. The impressive ship wins favor with Moas Devus. He enters the sleek, speedy vessel, asking Captain Carillion technical questions about the ship operations, showing a great interest in piloting the Infiltrator starship. The captain encourages Moas Devus to take lessons in the flight simulator and learn how to pilot the Infiltrator. Cavella dislikes Captain Carillion. Gun smuggling for profit keeps her world enthralled in constant wars. But for the sake of the rescue mission, she decides to put her personal feelings aside and focuses on the task at hand, helping find the missing slaves. She gives the captain the coordinates to the slavers' homeworld of Vija, a small backwards planet near the outer rim. Let me introduce you two to my crew. This is Yayo Boy and Bick, two of the best smugglers on this side of the galaxy, says Captain Carillion. Captain, why are we helping these two strange-looking individuals? Asks Yaya Boy. See the woman? She's some kind of witch. And the boy? Well, I have no idea what he is. Thought I'd seen everything in this galaxy, but I have never seen anything like him before. Trust me, we don't have a choice. We have to help them. In fact, our very lives depend on it, Captain Carillion says to his crew. You're the captain. That's good enough for me, says Yaya Boy. Bick, lay in a course to planet Vija and send out warning beacons to all mercenaries in the outer rim. We'll need their permission to travel through these unprotected regions of space, says Captain Carillion. When I used the Force to summon the vision of what happened to the men, I saw the slavers' dropship take them off-world. But that wasn't all I saw. The Force showed me something else. A weapon like no other. A laser sword made of glowing plasma. As elegant and beautiful as it is destructive and powerful. I believe the Force is telling me something, says Moas Devus. If it's a weapon you want, my ship is full of them. Bick, pull up our weapons list. Let him see our full inventory. See? What did I tell you? We have any kind of weapon you could want. Rifles, pistols, blasters, detonators, landmines. Pick one. It's yours. Think of it as a gift, Captain Carillion says. Blasters are slow. I need something to reflect my lightning-fast reflexes. Wait a minute. Scroll backwards. I saw something on the list. Stop. Right there. That's it. Now that looks interesting. A hilt built for a laser sword. Just like in my visions. Moas Devus says. Sorry about that, sir. I showed him the wrong list. Those weapons are inoperative rejects, failed for one reason or another, from design flaw to lack of power supply, to insufficient components. There's an array of reasons why this junk isn't working properly. The hilt was merely a concept drawing. Shall I pull up the current list of weapons we have, sir? Asked Bick. No, Bick. Leave it here on this list. I've seen this weapon before. In my visions. It seemed to be calling out to me. Just a whisper from the dark side of the Force. Continually repeating the same 3 words over and over again. Ignite the blade. And now I see the same hilt on your screens. I never believed in fate, But with such a brutal upbringing as I had, it's hard to believe in anything. But nevertheless, fate has brought us together. I can feel the will of the Force, and I believe it wants me to build this weapon, says Moaz Devus. Among my people, the very bravest of us would seek out vision quest. We would go deep into the forbidden jungle, without food or water for days, and meditate until receiving powerful visions from our ancestors. The knowledge from our elders would help serve as a guide to the future. Maybe you should try to meditate. It did help you find the lost men in the forest. Cavella says. Taking the mystic seer's advice, Moaz Devus goes to find a quiet place to meditate. What is he? Captain Carillion asks Cavella as Moaz Devus walks away. But she doesn't answer Carillion. She just stares at him. Look, I know you don't like me, but we both know what this is. We both now serve under the boy's power. I suggest we make it work. Now answer me. Who is he? Why can't he do the things he can do? What's this strange power he possesses? Captain Carillion asks Cavella. But she doesn't say a word. She just stares at Carillion with a look of contempt and walks away, ignoring him, and returns to her quarters. The captain, annoyed, goes to the bridge of his ship. Moaz Devus, sitting on the floor of his room with his legs folded, levitates the crystal from his pocket to within inches from his face, closes his eyes, and begins to meditate, telepathically connecting his mind with the harmonic frequency of the crystal's life force, feeling the spiritual presence of the force intensify until fully enveloping his consciousness. The feeling is like being wrapped in wisdom, peace, and power, the universal life of living energy. Moaz Devus can feel the living presence of the force surround him. And he asks the living force the most pertinent question of all. Who am I? The whisper from the force responds to his question. A creation from the wellspring of life, a splinter in the mind's eye, a shattered piece of what's to come. The future. The whisper says, You're saying I'm some kind of experiment by the will of the force? Asks Moaz Devus. You are that, what you are, the living embodiment of the force, a precursor, a forerunner for what is to come, the future, the whisper says. And the crystal? Moaz Devus asks. The crystal amplifies your connection to the force, strengthens your bond to it. But to truly understand the great mystery before you, you must fully embrace the true nature of the force. Construct the weapon, use the crystal to power the blade, and you will be invincible. Only then can you serve your purpose set forth by the force. Ignite the blade, embrace your fate, and fulfill your destiny. After the voice of the whisper fades away, the connection to the force is faded, broken, but with those same words echoing over and over again inside his mind. The words, ignite the blade, fulfill your destiny. Inspired by the force to construct the weapon, Moaz Devus marches to the bridge of the infiltrator starship and speaks with the captain. Carillion, I need the blueprints for that hilt and all technical specs related to the laser sword's construction. Moas Devus asks the captain. I don't have them. That hilt was one of many weapons on a list of failed experiments, classified as non-functional. Most were sent to the scrap heap even before they were tested. And all non-functional designs were wiped from the database. What you saw was an old, outdated weapons list, no longer active. I'm sorry, but those weapons and those designs were destroyed a long time ago. Besides, it would take a great weapons master to create any of those weapons, says Captain Carillion. When I was 13 years old, I grew tired of enslavement, of captivity. I tried to escape. I stole a blaster from a guard, and I tried to free myself from the slaver's shackles. But when I fired the blaster, the laser beam ricocheted off the shackles, bounced off my cell walls, and struck me in the shoulder. I hate blasters. I guess I've always hated blasters, the weapons of the slavers. I was drawn to the hilt for a reason, and the Force has guided me on this path for a purpose. I will use the Force to build a weapon, Moas Devus says. The slavers use a special metal to construct their stun cuffs, impenetrable to all weapons, making them inescapable, constructed from a rare metallic called freak, mined on a wayward planet not far from here. That's why the blaster ricocheted off the shackles. The metal is virtually indestructible, says Captain Carillion. If it deflected the beam, perhaps it could house the beam as well, encapsulating the plasma beam inside the hilt, stabilizing the energy source within the crystal, balancing the plasma flow into a stream of solid energy. A hilt made from this rare metallic freak, combined with the crystal, could stabilize the power source and bring the laser sword to life. It's worth the risk, and I have to try, Moas Devus says. What are you thinking? Captain Carillion asked Moas Devus. The Force will guide me. I will use the Force to construct the weapon. I will build the laser sword. Captain, take me to this wayward planet where I can obtain the rare metallic freak. I will construct the hilt from the freak metallic and use the crystal to power the sword, Moas Devus says. But Captain, Gaddick is a war zone, hostile to all ships in the quadrant. We could get blasted out of the sky upon approach, Big says. Then we don't get detected. We sneak in using stealth mode, obtain the freak, and sneak out undetected and unsuspected. They won't even know we were there. Simple, Captain Carillion says. You make it sound simple, Cavella says. Trust me, stealth runs are our specialty. And the planet Gaddick is a gun runner's dream. It'll be a walk in the park, Captain Carillion says, with a smirk on his face. I don't know. I got a bad feeling about this, Cavella says. I heard the new faction installed motion trackers around each planet and every star system, a way to deter gun smugglers from taking advantage of the constant wars breaking out across their governing systems, says Bick. Sounds right at home for you, Carillion. Plenty of customers to take advantage of, Cavella says, mocking the captain. You have no right to judge me. Some of us didn't choose the life we live. We just tried to make the best of it. Besides, I have a right to make a living for myself in this burnt-out existence we're all living in, Carillion says to Cavella. Just keep telling yourself that. But we both know the truth, don't we? You supply the poorest people in the galaxy with the means to keep killing themselves, all the while making a huge profit for yourself.
Cavella says.
She's got you there, Captain.
Bick says. Stay out of this, Bick. What I do is not about greed. It's simply supply and demand. Besides, I'm good at it. Captain Carillion says.
And what about all the lives destroyed in the process?
Cavella asks.
What about them?
Captain Carillion arrogantly asks.
My family, my entire family, was killed by the weapons you smuggle, you jerk. I knew you were a greedy, selfish bastard who'd do anything to stay alive. But I didn't think you were a heartless monster. But I guess I know now, huh?
Cavella says.
Cavella angrily walks off, headed to her quarters.
She'll be okay, Captain. Just give her some time to cool off. Bick, is there any way to avoid those motion trackers? Moaz Deves asked.
No, not that I'm aware of. They're impervious to all scanners, sealed inside a self-perpetuating gravity field, drifting in synchronous orbit around a planet's center of gravity, making them virtually undetectable to all scanners. Not even the infiltrator's advanced, long-range scanners can differentiate between the motion tracker's gravity field and the planet's gravity field, rendering them impervious to any detection. If one motion tracker is alerted to our presence, the entire planet's automatic defense system will respond and destroy our ship. It's too risky, sir. I don't think we should go. Unless you can do the impossible and navigate through the clairvoyance of empty space. I'm telling you, it's impossible. We're going to get detected and blown into pieces.
Bick says, we may have an advantage. I believe I can use the Force to sense the motion trackers and find us a safe way through them. You're going to have to trust me, Moaz Devus says.
Trust? Trust is a two-way street, pal, and we don't know anything about you. Who you are, what we're doing here, nothing. And we're supposed to trust you just like that? You said this is a rescue mission, but why do I feel like we're being threatened if we don't cooperate with you?
Bick says, because if you don't cooperate with me, I will kill you. Trust in that. Moaz Devus says. You said the Force. What is the Force? Yaya Boy asks.
The Force is the mystical energy field created by all living life forms in the universe. Only the chosen can wield its power. Moaz Devus is one of those rare individuals. You should feel honored to serve such a power.
Cavella says, I know you're afraid, because I am too. But the Force has chosen me for a reason. It has chosen all of us for a reason. And we're all on this journey together now. We must follow this path to the end. Now, take us to this planet, Bick. Moaz Devus says.
But Captain, it could be suicide.
Bick says to Captain Carillion. Just do it, Bick. We don't really have a choice here, do we? Captain Carillion asked Moaz Devus. No, you don't have a choice. Now take us to this wayward planet, this planet Gaddick. Moaz Devus demands.
Yes, sir, Bick says. I trust you. I just hope you know what you're doing,
Cavella whispers to Moaz Devus. Yeah, me too, Moaz Devus responds to Cavella.
Bick inputs the new coordinates into the nav computer, and the infiltrator changes heading at light speed. Now on course, traveling to the planet Gaddick. Standing on the bridge of the ship, Moaz Devus closes his eyes and levitates the crystal from his pocket into the palm of his hand and begins to meditate. Clutching the crystal tighter, as if doing so deepens his bond to the Force. As the infiltrator arrives in the war-torn region of space, Bick initiates the infiltrator's stealth mode. Yaya Boy's ingenious invention was specifically created for the infiltrator to illegally smuggle weapons throughout the restricted zones of galactic space. It recycles vibrating energy signals along the outer hull of the infiltrator's spaceship, continuously refracting the spaceship's cyber marker, rendering the infiltrator spaceship invisible to all scanners, except for motion trackers. They are extremely effective at detecting any movement within a planet's gravity field, making them very effective deterrents for unregistered spaceships illegally smuggling weapons from planet to planet without a legal permit. As the infiltrator approaches the planet of Gaddick, Moaz Devus reaches out his hand, palm open, fingers extended, using the Force to steer the infiltrator through the planet's gravity well. Bick precisely following every course correction dictated to by Moaz Devus, his right hand clutching the crystal, his left hand extended outward towards the planet. Stretching out with his feelings, sensing his way through the explosive minefield of motion trackers, following a maze of intricate course corrections. Bick, unable to keep up with the complex adjustments, makes an uncharacteristic mistake for such a crack pilot and inputs incorrect data into the nav computer, drifting the infiltrator spacecraft within centimeters of scraping a motion tracker. Passing too close as the blinking red light on the motion tracker is alerted and begins to tick faster and faster, detecting movement from the infiltrator spacecraft. Alerted to their presence milliseconds away from warning the entire planet's defense system, Moaz Devus senses a disturbance in the Force and stretches out with his power, crushing the device, rendering it inoperative before it could alert the planet's defense system. A close call, but the infiltrator safely continues to traverse through the treacherous region of space until reaching the upper atmosphere of the planet Gaddick. Bick places the infiltrator in perfect synchronous orbit around the planet, masking its signature from any detection from the surface. You're a heck of a pilot, Bick. I'm impressed. Begin scanning the planet for the nearest quantity of the freak metallic. I'll need a pure, refined source of the metal to properly construct the hilt, Moaz Devus says. Bick is scanning the entire hemisphere, continent by continent, every sector of the planet, when a detection ping rings out, indicating a hit. Bick says, I found it. Scanners are indicating a small amount of the freak metallic hidden inside a chamber within an ancient temple not far from here. Seems simple enough, Carillion says. Yo, boy, pull up an interior scan of the temple. I'll need a quiet way to sneak in and obtain the freak metallic, Moaz Devus says. Bick, plot a return course inside the nav computer along the exact same trajectory we used to enter the planet's atmosphere. In case of a hasty retreat, we follow the exact same path to get out of here as we did to get here, Captain Carillion says. Yes, sir, Bick says. I meticulously scanned every level of the temple, and I found something, Yaya Boy says. Yeah, I see it. right there beneath the bottom basement, a hidden passage beneath the chamber. It leads straight into the heart of the temple. That's my way in. Good job, Yayo boy. I'll have to go alone. This is my task to accomplish, and I don't want anyone getting hurt. Besides, I'll move much quicker by myself. Moaz Devus says. Yeah, but you won't have anyone to watch your back down there. Let me come with you, Cavella asked. No, this I must do alone. Besides, I want you to keep an eye on the crew and the ship. Understood? Moaz Devus whispers to Cavella. Okay, I'll monitor the scanners, and I'll wait for your extraction beacon to signal, says Cavella. With the infiltrator hovering high above the canyon floor, Moaz Devus opens the bay doors of the spacecraft and leaps from over 2 miles above the surface of the planet Gaddick, free-falling 12,000 feet in a matter of seconds, falling into the mysterious canyon below. Using the force to decelerate his free-falling speed until hovering softly to the canyon's floor, hitting the ground running, moving faster than sight. Moaz Devus quickly traveling across the canyon floor, crossing over 4 miles in nearly 20 minutes, seeking the hidden passage leading to the basement of the temple. Big, yeah boy, this is the perfect opportunity for us. We finally have a chance to unload our cargo, and this time we sell to the highest bidder. Think about it. We're the only unregistered ship to land on this planet in decades. I'll bet there'll be numerous nefarious parties interested in our weapons. I'm talking about a small fortune here, guys. Maybe enough to get out of this business for good, Captain Carillion says. I don't know, Captain. This is supposed to be a quick in-and-out mission, Big says. This is the chance of a lifetime, guys, and I'm not passing it up. Look, Devus will be gone for a few hours to a few days. More than enough time for us to find a few interested parties in buying our weapons. We sell our cargo and be back here in time to pick him up, Captain Carillion says. What about the witch? Yaya boy asks. Leave Cavella to me. I'll take care of her, Captain Carillion says. I heard that. What do you mean you'll take care of me? Cavella asks the captain. Oh, I just wanted to invite you to witness a rare event on a planet's surface. Look, I know you hate what I do, and I empathize with you. I really do. I wanted to make it up to you by sharing something very special with you. Not far from here, there's a spaceport dealing in rare crystals. Crystals like the one Moaz Devus carries with him, Captain Carillion says. And why exactly would I be interested in crystals? Cavella asks. Come on, Kay. I see the look on your face every time he removes it from his pocket. The expression on your face. You're fascinated with that crystal. Why? Captain Carillion asks. I don't know what you're talking about, Space Monkey, Cavella says. Now who's lying to themselves? Captain Carillion says. I'm not delusional. You just couldn't possibly understand why. Cavella says. Try me, Captain Carillion asks. All right then. It's not a fascination or any obsession, but a life force. My people's sensitivity to this life force influences our microbiotic metabolism, extending our life cycle for centuries, restoring our youth, repairing our damaged bodies caused by aging. By drawing energy from the crystal's life force, it extends our lifespan But the crystals are so rare to my world. My people can't truly embrace their full power and reach their true potential and defend our planet from off-world invaders and lawless gun smugglers like you, Cavella says. Fair enough. What if I can get a full shipment of those crystals for you? Would that make us even? Even if just a little bit? Carillion asked. Why would you do that for me? Cavella asked. Because the truth is, I'm not proud of what I do. You were right about me, but I'm not a monster. And for once in my life, I would like to do something to help those I may have unwittingly harmed. I'm talking about a peace offering, Cavella, from me to you and your people. Let me help you, Carillion says. I don't know. We're supposed to be waiting for Moaz Devus' extraction beacon, Cavella says. And we will. Bick will boost power to long-range scanners, and we will keep a constant lock on his extraction beacon while I locate and retrieve the crystals for you. It shouldn't take more than an hour or two, more than enough time to return and extract Moaz Devus, Carillion says. Okay, you have 1 hour, but no longer than that. Agreed? Cavella asked. Agreed. 1 hour, and we return here to these coordinates to extract Moaz Devus. Big. Laying a course to the Wampo Vosk spaceport, Carillion says. As the infiltrator spacecraft speeds off to the far side of the planet Gaddic, Moaz Devus reaches the bottom basement of the ancient temple. As he enters the dark, damp, moist, rotting structure, he feels an eerie presence moving throughout the temple. A strange but somehow familiar presence overshadows this place. Ignoring the eerie distraction, he refocuses his senses on locating the freak metallic. Following a long dark corridor beneath the temple, until finding a dimly lit hallway leading to the grand opening of a massive gallery, displaying ancient statues of great warriors dead long ago. Finding a curling stairwell leading up to the inner sanctum of the temple, searching until finding a hidden dark room. Cobwebs and red mold cover the walls of every corner of the room. A mysterious presence in the darkness draws him in closer. An old crackling voice from the corner of the room speaks out. I knew if I was patient and waited long enough, you would come someday. The voice says, Who are you? Why are you sitting alone in the darkness, old man? My eyesight is metaphysical, adaptable to any spectrum of light. I can see anything hiding in the darkness, including you, Moaz Devus says. Yes, I know. A trait of your species, the ability to see in any spectrum of light. It's why the slavers value your species over all others, and probably why you were sold into slavery in the first place. Your people are special, physically stronger than others. Your genetics boost rapid growth in low-gravity environments. Dedicated hard worker, driven, loyal, passionate, not very docile. But other than that, the perfect slave. I can see why the Force has chosen you, says the old man.
What do you know about the Force? Moaz Devus asked. More than you might imagine, or can even know, because I am a slave as well, a slave to the will of the Force. The Force is my master, and I must obey. The old man says, How do you know me? Moaz Devus asked. Through the Force, a foretold prophecy. One will come and wield the power of the Force, a precursor to the living will of the Force. The old man says, What are you doing here? Are you the caretaker of this place? Moaz Devus asked. In a way, but you can think of me as a guide. The old man says. A guide? I don't need a guide. The Force gives me everything I need. You knew I'd come here. You used the freak metallic to lure me here. Why? Moaz Devus asked. Choice. It's all about choice. It's why you are here. You have been given an extraordinary gift. The Force has chosen you, but you must choose what path to walk, the light side or the dark. Tormented from birth, your upbringing was harsh and brutal. It could not have been easy for you. I know of the pain and suffering you endured, but that doesn't define who you are. Let go of your hate and choose another path, a path of peace, light, harmony, and balance. The choice is yours to choose. The old man says. Choice? You speak of choice after admitting you lured me here? What about trust or truth? You're no better than the slavers. They had the power to enslave and control me. Now you lure me here to do the same. A path of peace won't grant me revenge. My tormentors will pay with their lives for what they did to me. I seek a weapon powerful enough to destroy them, and you suggest a path of peace? Moaz Devus asked. If it's blood you want, the weapon can also be a powerful ally for justice, restoring order and peace to this outlaw galaxy. Take a hard look around you. You see what's going on out there. Chaos and total destruction across the galaxy. A peaceful warrior must fight as well to restore balance and order. The old man says, I have no interest in peace, and nothing can stop the endless conflict spread across the countless solar systems. The entire galaxy is at war, spread across thousands of star systems. No one man can change the course of an entire galaxy. Moaz Devus says, You don't understand. If you choose the light side of the Force, others will rally to your cause. With the Force as your ally, you can change the fate of this outlaw galaxy and restore peace and balance to everyone, everywhere. The old man says, You're talking about selflessness, about being a hero, and I am no hero. Only revenge will restore balance to me. Nothing else matters, and nothing will stop me. I will build the weapon, hunt them down, and kill them all. Peace is an illusion. I know that's not what you want to hear, but I swear to you, it's the truth. Moaz Devus says. It's the truth, only from your point of view. I know you see an old fool with your young eyes, but whatever vengeful acts you take will become history. In time, legend, but with enough time, only myth, long faded from the memory of men. But if you choose another path, a path of peace, selflessly helping others, your deeds will live on forever. You will live on forever. The old man says, if I choose a path of peace, you're saying I will have eternal life? Moaz Devus asked. Yes, our eternal soul balances the flow of the force. Without it, chaos ensues. A soul without balance only knows aggression, passion, strength, and rage, only seeking raw power from the force. But deep down, they can sense it. They can feel it. They know their soul is out of balance, and that emptiness fills them with fear, knowing they will never become one with the living force. The old man says, What's your name, old man? Asked Moaz Devus. Raxus. My name is Raxus. At the core of the force, there is always the battle between the dark and the light, selflessness versus selfishness. Again, choice. It all comes down to choice. That's why I am here, to give you a chance to choose a path of peace. Only a soul in perfect balance can draw the true power of the force, freeing you from emotion, ignorance, chaos, fear, even death. This is the true nature of the force. And when you die, you will transform into the living energy of the force, living on forever. Like I said, it all comes down to choice. Now tell me, which path will you choose? Asked Raxus. Can you will the force? Moaz Devus asked. No, I am not a conduit like you. I am only an interpreter of the will of the force. I lack the mental focus and the telepathic ability to control the power of the force. I can only learn from the force and teach others what I know. If you choose a path of peace, I will teach you everything I have learned about the force and help you to help guide others to a path of peace. Raxus says, The force, it speaks to me sometimes. Moaz Devus says, That is incredible. Actual contact with the living force? You are powerful, as the prophecy foresaw. You are the one that will come and will the force. It is you. It is true. Raxus says, I am free from my shackles, never to be controlled again, not by you or the slavers, or the light side of the force. I am free to carve my own fate and embrace my own hate. Besides, a desire to live forever is vanity, manufactured by ego. Death is our greatest teacher, also the release from pain and suffering. You have no right to take that away, no right to take death away from anyone. Death is a natural part of life. It restores balance to the force. The wellspring of life is death. It's like you said, it all comes down to choice. Then I choose the dark side of the force. Find yourself another champion to choose the light side of the Force, Raxus. I seek only blood and revenge on my quest. And yes, I know seeking power can become an obsession. I know this is true. But the darker I become, the more powerful I become. Rage, channeled through hatred, is unstoppable, and I must become unstoppable to exact my revenge upon those who sold me into slavery. And you will not stop me, or convince me to stop, not even with the promise of eternal life. I will create the weapon, I will hunt them down, and I will kill them all for what they did to me, for what they did to my family. Now, where is the freak metallic, old man? More as Devus says, so be it. You have chosen your path, a path I do not agree with, a path of darkness and hate and destruction. I cannot help you any further. I refuse to help you destroy lives. Raxus says,